James, have you seen anybody stand out at left guard? Have you kind of firmed up that competition yet?
No, there's probably a group of 4 to 5 guys that we're rotating in right now to try to figure that out. There's been flashes of certain guys, but that has not been resolved yet.
James, your second team quarterback situation, how close are you to settling that? And practically, when do you have to have that settled going into a game week?
Yeah, it's settled.
Can you tell us?
Not at this point. I haven't talked to the guys yet. So it wouldn't be fair for me to tell you guys before they know. But it's pretty settled. Even if you ask the guys, they know. It's pretty obvious with all the data and how we've been practicing.
What's the difference between the 2 and the 3 in game week, I guess, was the other thing I was getting at?
Just reps. You can only get so many reps for the 3. The 1's got to get the majority. The 2's got to get some, and the 3's going to get a little bit. So that's always the challenge. Everybody says, well, you got to develop the 3. I get it, but you also got to make sure the 1's ready and the 2's got enough reps that if he's needed, he's available as well. So that's always the fine line. But it just comes down to reps. They still get all the meeting time and everything else, but it's reps in practice.
Hey James, you have a lot of assistants who are good players themselves. How does that transform into your coaching and impact that way?
To be honest with you, if you look, there's a lot of bad players coaching college football and in the NFL. There's guys that never played college football that are head coaches in the NFL. But I do think there's value in it. Obviously, the experience, especially if you played the position, there's just things that you intuitively know or learn, either as a coach or through your experiences as a player, or a combination of both. So I think there is value in it. Probably the thing that's most valuable is the credibility with the players. If you were a high-level player, you played in the NFL, if you were a high-level player in college, you get instant credibility with the players. They respect that. But if you do a study and you look at how many NFL coaches never played college football or college, it's somewhat surprising in a lot of ways. So I think you can make arguments both ways, man.
James, how much more comfortable is your offense adapting to the offense since you started camp?
Yeah, I think some of the rule changes over the last couple of years with what you've been able to do with walkthroughs has really helped for these types of scenarios. Obviously having spring ball, it's hard for me not to compare everything to last year just because that's the most recent thing we've gone through. So comparing it to last year, it's not even close. Having spring ball, having all the summer walkthroughs, I think we're in a good place, and there's some things that we do that I think are challenging. I'm excited. We got to go out and do it in games. Being in here, I think, is important. The scrimmages, we'll scrimmage again on Saturday. We'll scrimmage on Saturday at the exact time that we'll play at Wisconsin to get ready for that, because that's going to be an early game based on our guys' body clocks. So we'll do pre-game meal and the whole deal, and start over here in the stadium at that exact time.
Hey James, how would you evaluate Britton's camp so far?
Strange?
Yeah, Britton Strange.
Yeah. Good. I think our tight end room, you could make the argument, is maybe one of the best rooms that we got from top to bottom. I'd make the argument one of the best tight end groups in the country. It's the best tight end group I've ever been around in 26 years or 25 years of college football. It's a good group, and Brenton leads the way in terms of how he works and how he practices and how he trains, his playmaking ability. I think we're really well-rounded at the tight end position as well, where in other years we've had some guys that were really good at receiving or really good at blocking, but I think this group is pretty well-rounded, really all 3 of them. So he's had a great camp and has led a really strong room.
Has that safety spot opposite Brisker been resolved yet?
Yes.
Tell us who it is. What have they done to impress you?
Yeah, again, we haven't announced any of those things yet. I'd like to talk to the coaches and make sure that we've had the conversation with the players. Our team knows because they see who goes out every single day with the 1 reps. I think you guys got a pretty good idea from what you've watched in practice, but it's not like we've made any formal announcements, and I don't want to do that here before the defensive coordinator and the position coaches actually sat down and talked about, okay, you're the starter, you're going to get this many reps per game, the backup's going to get this many reps, this is going to be the rotation. I don't think that would be appropriate. Obviously, the guys that came in at mid-semester, there's an advantage there. Obviously, Kalen, I think you guys are aware, Kalen has done some great things, whether it was the spring game or spring ball, and he just continues to grow and evolve. He's a playmaker. Got tremendous confidence in himself. One of the things that I think has been good for him this camp is he's gotten beat some, and that's part of that maturity and that growth process of being able to bounce back quickly at that position. So I think that's been good for him. But he's probably a guy that's stood out. Jalen Reed's a guy that we've been talking about here lately. That's really done some nice things. I would say Trey Harrison is a guy that's done some nice things, and Liam as well. There's other freshmen that I would say are doing some nice things as well, but those are the guys that I think are factoring in right now. And I may have missed a few, so any of the parents that are watching right now, if I missed your baby, I apologize.
How did the second quarterback gain your trust? What does the guy have to do to say, if I'm going to have to put him in, he can do what we need him to do, and I feel comfortable?
Yeah, I think it's obviously practice reps, and probably more importantly than the practice reps are I'd say live scrimmage reps, and I do the quotations. I don't even know if that's appropriate or not, but live practice reps. And what I mean by that is it's never really truly live for the quarterbacks, right? They're never getting hit. I'm constantly on those guys about, that's not a realistic rep. You wouldn't do that if you knew that those guys could tee off on you. So he's done a really good job with the practice reps. He's done a really good job with the scrimmage reps. But until they get into a game, it's a different story. And there's been flashes of both of them at times. I keep saying he. You guys are all hoping I say who, but I'm saying he on purpose. Every time I say he, you guys are like.
Does it rhyme with Saquon?
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys got a pretty good idea, but that's really all you can do, right? He's also gotten some reps with the ones. We've done that because I think that's one of the things. It's interesting is as the coaches talk about this. And they talk about, okay, well, completion ratio or touchdown to interception ratio or whatever it may be. And you also have to understand he's throwing to the 2s compared to the 1s. That would be different. He's behind the 2 offensive line compared to the 1 O-line, all those types of things. So we were able to get him some reps with the 1 group as well this past, I keep saying Saturday, this past Sunday. We scrimmaged the last 2 Sundays. This Saturday will be the scrimmage.
Is that formula much different than it's been relative to what you knew you had with Tommy and what you had before?
No, I think it's pretty similar. I think the biggest difference is those guys had gotten some game reps already, so it was less of a question mark.
James, last season you talked a lot about not going to have the family around. What's it been like being able to integrate them back into the program so far now?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Shoal was here tonight. It was funny, we were walking over here today, and she was talking about how she just loves being back around the program. She's been coming in. Obviously, school started back up now. That's changed, but she's been coming in with me pretty much every day at 5:30 in the morning and staying until 10:30. Addie usually comes in a little bit later and leaves a little bit earlier, but still a pretty good day. But it's been great. It's been great to have them around for me. It's been great for I think the guys in our program as well. There's also the fact that they hadn't been around. There's like a class and a half that they don't know, which is very strange for them. But But it's been awesome. It's been awesome.
James, have you had a chance to kind of digest the conference alliance that was announced earlier this week and what that can mean for the future of your program?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that one right now. Obviously I'm focused on Penn State and those types of things. I don't like to speak before I know kind of the specifics and the details, and I don't have a whole lot of information. Obviously, I knew it was coming from my conversations with Sandy, but I don't want to sit here and make a statement when we haven't talked about it as Big Ten coaches, and we haven't had a conversation with the Big Ten ADs and commissioner as well. That wouldn't be appropriate.
Thank you, Coach.